Oops. I forgot to turn the starting music on. I'm sorry. I'm so fucking sorry. Let's see where I want to start today, though. The plan for today... maybe 2-hour stream? Hour and a half, 2 hours. Somewhere around there. I'm going to be working on the short for today in the background, but we'll be yapping a little bit. Let me just find a good spot to actually start music-wise. I found out the other day that I don't even know how his name's pronounced. Hayakim? But he actually copyright claims music even on shorts. Which, you know, is his music. He's perfectly in his right to do so. But I just found it weird. I didn't... I'm not used to indies deciding to do that. Like indie creators. Sure, we'll start here. I'm actually a little later than I thought, because for some reason my brain didn't register that I was going to hang out with, like, family after I got back. From, 4th of July stuff. Good news! My godsister's husband didn't blow himself up this year. There were no misfires. There were no toppling mortar tubes. There was... He did not injure himself via... via issues cropping up. I probably realistically should have, like, shorts-wise done a shitpost for today. But I've been on a ranty, rambly streak, so it is what it is. Also, I don't know why I'm yawning. I was not tired until not tired. I'm still not really tired, but I wasn't yawning until I sat down here. I'm also not expecting, like, many people, if anyone, to show up tonight that is normally here, because, well, it's 3 a.m. I would expect most of them to be asleep. I also have not freaking checked, like, any of my notifications all fucking day, dude. Food-wise, things were pretty good, though, this time around. I didn't eat as much as I had actually kind of thought that I was going to. Because I wound up getting a small amount first time around. And then the area was just too fucking crowded. I don't know. Freaking... Wow. It was just crowded, dude. For the entire rest, pretty much, so I just didn't. I actually, kind of already have another art thing, like, lined up. Because I got I got a message, like, right after I came home. It's like, yeah, I'll give you $50 for, like, a Skeb style art of this VTuber. So I'm gonna ask a few questions. I mean, like, Skeb at least means that I'm free in regards to... I don't need to do a back and forth for, like, several days. Because for those that don't know how Skeb works, you send in a request of a character and then, like, vaguely, and, like, as much or as little detail as you want for, like, what you want. Like, like if I were to toss Nasu in and be like, I want Nasu in golden swimsuit, leaning on their, laying on their scythe that is embedded in a palm tree or something. That's kind of like the kind of deal it would be. And I know nothing about how it's going to come out until it does. Aside from art style, because assumedly I've looked at whoever I'm skebbing previously, and I know what their art style is. And vaguely what I asked them for. I don't know if there's going to be... I don't know how detailed the background's going to be. I don't know which style of golden swimsuit it is, if it's going to be a one-piece or a two-piece. I don't know if there's going to be adjustments to the hairstyle. I don't know if there's going to be X, Y, or Z. Different interpretations of different things. I don't know 100% what's going to come out the other side. What I do know is that I'm going to get effectively what I asked for. For the most part. It's obviously some, like, leeway, gap, X, Y, or whatever. But the key points of Skeb is that your first interaction is all you get. Unlike a normal commission, there's not like a back and forth where it's like, for my commissions, what I do is all, depending on how far I go. Sometimes I'm bad about the sketch portion being first, to be honest. And I'll get all the way to line. And if I get to line, I don't freaking... If I get all the way through line before I ask, it's on me. I'm not gonna freaking tell them, oh, I have to change this much in line. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to charge you extra. I don't do that shit. Because it's on me. But... normally, if I actually freaking... don't get really engrossed in it and then go all the way through line work. I'll get through sketch, I'll ask them, hey, do you want any adjustments made? Which is mostly pose adjustments, composition adjustments, X, Y, or Z. Outfit adjustments. Then I'll do line, and then I'll say, hey, is there anything you want adjusted first? Before I go to color. Which this will be like hair is one of the big things. Normally, everything else is already covered beforehand, but maybe they have like a last minute change of heart and they actually want the angle of the left leg to be like wider from the right leg or something. And then I'll go through color and shading all at once. So there's, like, obviously a lot of back and forth. And that's how it should be with commissions, in my opinion. Like proper commissions. As opposed to Skeb, where... And I haven't put Skeb, like, on my VGen or in my, like, proper... Yet. Like, my proper commission sheet yet. But, you know, I have been meaning to put, Skeb likes on them. Because it's a more cost effective, or cost efficient, whatever you want to call it. It's a less expensive commission variant because there's less commissioner control. Because there's not, like, the little minute details as you go through. Honestly, $50, considering my, like, full bodies are 80, probably would be proper. Probably about where I'd put them. But yeah. So we're looking like we're cruising this month a little bit. I am asking a few smaller questions before I get properly started, but I mean, it works. Wednesday will probably be when I start GTA 4, so we might do art on Monday, maybe? It depends a bit. I may work on it off stream. I don't know. Thursday's gonna be in an interesting spot because I might be joining Ray for her stream, which is partway through our stream. But we'll figure that out. Did I? This is it. This needs to be. This needs to be this. I changed the file name like I would for art that goes together rather than like I do for hand braking videos. But $50 for that is not half bad considering I have mostly free reign due to it being Skeb related. Skeb-esque. Give me one moment. Cool. It's gonna land within 3 minutes. But I do have a game that I've been requested to play that I was debating if I wanted to do tonight. I'll probably do tomorrow though. Because I don't expect to be doing it for terribly long. Based off of what I've seen from their own stuff. Like, I'm expecting an hour or so. We'll see what we actually wind up for it. But sometimes I do get a little surprise. But in the nature of this one, I don't think I'm going to get much of a surprise. Mostly because the reason I think it's going to be short is because of the amount of content that I'm going to have, rather than... rather than, I don't know, my brain has stopped working now. So fucking weird, dude. Either way. I think today went overall pretty decently given how I expected things to go. I expected things to actually go notably worse. I expected it to rain, for one. I expected people to be shitters, which also didn't happen. I was pleasantly surprised. Again, like I said, Godsister's husband did not get blown up. Another win. And then I came home and, you know, got a little relax going on, and then freaking... Ugh. Decided to hop on here for a little bit. I think this is the only planned... The only planned stream in that realm that we did for September way back when. Where it's like, oh, if I'm busy, I have to take, at minimum, an hour to keep the marathon going. But I'm thinking... No, I'm not. I'm lying. I would never do that. Make brain hurt. But I'm thinking... Since there's no anime night tomorrow, because Mark's busy, Nikisha's busy, Eric's busy, and I was technically supposed to be busy, but the primary reason I was going to be busy wound up getting heat stroke and not being able to actually, like, come visit. So we wound up being down one on that. So, I need to write down a few things. Tomorrow? Tomorrow. I'm also hoping that tomorrow can actually be on time. I don't know what the temperature's supposed to be. It's been too hot for me to start on time in the past, like, week. It's not gonna be great. But it's not 90. Monday's honestly gonna be the best until next Friday, it looks like. We got an 88 in there, an 87 in there. Got another 80, two 88s right next to each other. Those are gonna suck. Yeah, we're not looking great. So yeah, we'll wind up, we'll figure out how that... how that looks. But if I'm on time tomorrow, and the game actually does, like, not have a whole lot of time to it, who knows? I might even do something completely different. Because I'm going to be honest, part of the thing is that it has a lot of... it wants to try and, like, do real-world gacha shit. Or real-world... it wants to involve real-world money as part of its freaking, like, thing. I would assume that if they're sending me a review copy, that I'm going to have at least some charges where I can freaking do shit, like, without spending money. If not, get fucked. Because I'm not spending money on something that I'm not getting paid for. It would also have to be a real pretty penny for me to spend money on something that I am getting paid for, even. So there's also that. Like, I'm not dealing with the kind of tomfuckery of, haha, please give us... please pay us to give us publicity. I had one, I actually did have one like that. Not through the same group, but someone approached me and is like... they were actually willing to pay, but they were only willing to pay like 15 bucks. And I was like, and they're like, hey, can you play our game? Okay, how much is your game? We're retailing it at $60 or $70. I don't know. They were pricing it like a AAA game, and I'm like, haha, fuck you. $15 to play it, to spend 60 bucks? Fuck off. You can have a nice helping and go fuck yourself, dude. But that's where I'll be if they don't have like even a single free use, dude. I'm not expecting me to have like, I don't know, 4 hours of freaking because I mean it is technically free to download. All the money goes into freaking like attempts or whatever. From what I was hearing from another person that actually like actively plays the shit. But if I had that'll be your coverage. If you're freaking wanting me to pay to review your game, that will be your coverage. Go fuck yourself. I can't even freaking try out the waters without giving you money. Because at a certain point, it's just like, don't approach people if you're... Don't approach people to try your shit. If you only want them to pay you to try your shit. And again, there's a reason why I'm not, like, saying what the game is currently. It's because I don't know if that's how it is. I have not tried it yet. We do it live. If I have to just pivot 10 minutes into the stream, I will do that. Because if I can't play the game, I can't play the game. Hi, Beeper. Can I help you? You're blocking my camera. I still want to know what the heck you got on your side there. You've got two spots that I don't know if it's clay again or just dirt or what. I gotta check. I mean, I've probably ruined it, but I feel like I might be out of the penalty box, or I might have gotten out of the penalty box for at least a little bit today. I don't know why I did that. Realistically, I could have just overwritten that afterward, but... But I have done my initiation. I guess not, like, exactly. But it's kind of like, a a pseudo rite of passage to do like a interpretation of Flandre's EOSD pose. I've done my part. But I guess that if I'm doing Skeb style of another VTuber soon-ish, maybe even as soon, well, probably Monday. It'll probably be Monday. Because I do want to get the one thing out of the way. Maybe we do it tomorrow. It depends. If we do actually wind up only spending 10 minutes on the thing that's actually planned, then we could, like, hot swap. It's been a bit since I've done a quick jog, so we could also do one of those. I was talking to Fufu though. Earlier. And how did he... Let me double check. Let me see here. Apparently Nasu, according to him, has Chaos Gremlin energy, which I agree with Flan does for, like, most interpretations. But I don't know if Nasu really does. I mean, the thing is that a lot of people's... Let me see here. Do I still have it? I don't have it. I don't think. We'll just do image 2. But a lot of Nasu stuff is, like, very smug. Very freaking large, because I don't know how to not use an absurdly large canvas. But most Nasu stuff is, like, very smug or cheeky or what have you. I want to redo this piece. I don't need to change a whole lot, so it might just be like a quick edit, but I do want to update this to the new hair color and the new style for the hair, and not the new style, but the new style for the eyelashes. But we have, like, all of these, and I'm going to put this all the way down here. while I bring up this one. This face in particular. That one has full-on cheeks hanging out, so I don't trust Twitch not to get mad. But like, I don't know, I do a lot of cheeky smug with my art, so I guess the thing is about it is a lot of these are like non-canon, or like all of them are non-canon, arguably. They fall under I like this depiction more than they do them being accurate. Accurate. But I am kind of happy that I've at least mostly gotten my groove back, art-wise. I'm still not, like, fully back into the swing of things and de-rusted, but I mean, I've had several of my backlog things done for, like, hanging out around for however long. And there were... in the past few months, I've only done stuff that I, like, either really, really want to keep tradition on, or that I really, really have to. Because, I mean, if someone pays me to do something, obviously, I freaking don't want to have them waiting for 7 years. I mean, I guess I say that, but freaking... also wind up with the problem of... I say that, but also just... a lot of the backlog is rewards for previous marathons and whatnot. So I don't know. But I'm at least working on stuff again instead of saying I'm working on stuff and then freaking brain rotting and spending 7 hours saving images. Or leaving more tabs open, I guess it were. I'm still spending quite a bit of time saving images. Because currently I'm trying to clean up tabs, namely Twitter tabs, because Twitter is, I think, partially mad at me because of how many tabs of it I have open, and it is registering that as like a bot attack attempt or something. So it tries restricting me. But I did have some people that don't follow me like and share my stuff, so what do you do? But I was saying that I wanna at least one day a week again. And then after the marathon's over, we go back to what I was attempting to do for a schedule before we hit marathon season. Where I'll like do blue on either Wednesday or Sunday. And the bright side about Sunday is that how late I do blue does not affect, or how late I do blue, it does not affect it does not get affected by anime night. Because anime night ends at 9-ish. Yeah, it ends around 9. And I normally start on the other site at like 11. It used to be midnight, but I shifted it to 11 because I wanted it to actually be on the date of when I said it was going to be, instead of it being like, oh, it's technically on the following days. I do keep forgetting that last month. What do I do Nasu-wise in May? Did I do anything Nasu-wise in May? Because April was obviously the model. I think January was small Nasu. I think. I don't know. I won't know until I do like my year in review thing. I know I have art done each month. I just don't know what it is half the time. That if I do the Nasu every month, like I mean to. Another thing I want to do is, in the near future, I say near future, like next Friday or something, probably, finally catch back up on Arknights. Namely the event stuff, because we're up to date on like main story, but there's side stories and whatnot that are building up in my journal, and some of them are timed. Some of them I had to do off stream because they were actually like about to expire. I would also like to point out that there was an event a couple months back now where the event was build up or like produce this number of this item, and the item has like a 7-step process or something like that for each portion. And it's a lopsided process at that. Like it's one of those ones where it's 6 steps on one side and then like 4 steps on the other. And then they want, in order to actually do it efficiently and get the event done faster or get more rewards from it, they want you to do one that has 14 steps right next on one side and 7 on the other. On top of that, it requires you to use all the freaking water tubes and shit. I don't know. It was not enjoyable. It was actually the first point where my freaking interest in my like interest / enjoyment of the AIC system broke. And I was not enjoying it. Because it required me to gouge part of my production. And then try and weasel this around in a way that worked. And in the end, it fucking barely did. And I didn't even complete the event because I was only using the lesser one. When I saw the amount of freaking steps that there was for the better one, I said, fuck this, I'm not doing it. Like, out loud, despite not streaming. I was like, fuck this, no. There is a certain point where I stop wanting to, no matter, like, how much I want to know how the story of it continues or whatever. There is a certain point where my interest is surpassed by the this is tedious. which I hadn't hit before in that. I definitely hit the I don't want to do this right now points. Where I'm like, I don't really want to... It was when I got the newest AIC... Okay, I don't know if there is in, like, the two new areas. But it was when I hit the newest main story AIC. And I got to a point where I was trying to actually get it to not just kill my entire power supply. And I couldn't. I was trying my best to get it to not kill my entire power supply. And after 3 days of trial and error, I eventually got it. But God did it really freaking great at my desire to engage with that. Because at that point I was fighting the system. And it wasn't like, oh, I'm dipping like 3 points of power below and then it's snowballing. I would just randomly drop from double what I needed to not producing even half of what I needed. And I have no idea what was causing it. I still don't know what was causing it. If there's much more area, I would need to just freaking set a designated zone that is just producing batteries and burning the batteries. Because outside of that, we're just freaking... we're not going to be able to keep up. I don't know what it is about Wuling that seems to be more greedy than Valley 4. Maybe it has more areas? I don't know. It sure just kinda happened. And it sure was not enjoyable when it did. I also kind of need to get better at planning, is basically the long and short of it. This art is a prime example of it. When I tried shading the dress, I didn't have any plans at all as to how things were gonna freaking I mean, I could have done, like, some lines in order to do it. I don't have to have it be, like, full-on wrinkles. It can just be, like, folds that happen, but... I don't know. My brain broke at a certain point. Unfortunately, Flandre happened to happen on the hottest day of the hottest week of the year this year. So far, I could be turned into a liar. But so far, it is the hottest week of the year. So my brain is not all there. Because even with the light being from behind, there should still be, like, some wrinkles that... Some wrinkling should actually have, like, darker bits to it. If you are able to see, like, detail on a thing, it is getting enough light from getting enough light to have shadow if light is being disturbed, I guess is the best way to put it. But yeah. Unfortunately, that's just kind of the effect of me freaking being a little on the later side for something that has a deadline. Is some planning does have to go out the window. Or, well, if there is no planning, then certain things that I freehand have to go out the window. I need to get better at planning, for one. But I also need to get better at... freehand of more than just hair. I'm a bit happy with how my cloth tends to be freehand, but it still has work to go as well. Hair is the only thing that I think that I can safely say I'm happy with freehanding. Go figure, the single thing that I will freehand almost every time. Actually, I think that I always do freehand hair now. I don't remember the last time I sketched hair. Because clothing I'll sketch. The only real exception to that is instances like this, where I've done the outfit so many times. that I can freehand it with reasonable quality. And even then, it's, I mean, Patchouli's outfit, I believe I sketched it. Despite the fact that I've also drawn her a lot. I think she's about on par with... Flan. Because I pretty much do them both, I've been doing both of them for their respective days since the same year. Hey Gil, how you doing tonight? Or this morning? It is this morning, technically, for me. I mean, I guess it is, like, still night, because it's 4 a.m. Freaking... Depending on your perspective. But yeah, tomorrow... The wild card is going to be a game that I got requested to take a look at. And if it goes to shit, it will either be a quick jog or art. That being said, though, I think that I might actually call it. That way I can finish this editing, because I actually haven't even... I got the audio stuff done for the editing. And by that I mean I removed, like, the silence parts. And then I also removed, like, the segment that was me retaking the opening bit, like, 80 times. But I haven't made any progress since I did that. And I checked if it got within 3 minutes. And then... It's like, yep, there it is! And I haven't messed with it since. And I want to have this done editing by 5, so that I have plenty of time. And maybe I can grab a shower before I upload it. I'm also probably going to wind up sleeping a little earlier today. Simply for the fact that I'm very tired. I got freaking... Socializing with a lot of people I don't know freaking exhausts me, dude. Like, it's... there's a notable gap between, like, the entertainer aspect and being, like... perceiving a person, but... like, until it's confirmed... there is less stress on it about, okay, this person might, like, they might come back in, like, for the next show. They might come back, like, they might come back for another show today. They might come back, or, like, for the next stream or whatever, or the next video. They might, there's a gap between that and this person is associated with someone that I talk to regularly. And at the very least, I am going to see them every year for this event. Not helped by the fact that there are several people there that know me, and I don't get along with Tara. Okay, it's not that I don't get along with them, I guess. I haven't talked to the particular ones since high school, so I don't know if I'd get along with them at this point. We kind of acknowledge each other's existence, as in, we occasionally lock eyes. And then don't acknowledge each other, like, beyond that. For most of the people I'm, like, that I know. So I don't know, maybe it's, I don't know, I just get stressed. Doubly so because I have a major issue where I'm not the most social, like, as a one-on-one kind of deal. And I don't want to come off as a dick, to put it bluntly. I'm not good at interacting to be mistaken for I don't want to interact with you specifically because I am an asshole kind of deal. Either way, but all that to say is I am very tired and mentally exhausted and heat exhausted because it was also very hot today. So I'm going to finish up the editing of this off stream. And then I'm going to shower, and then I'm going to eat, and then I'm going to sleep. I don't have any real announcements. I've mentioned a few times as to what we're going to do tomorrow. If you want to keep up to date on when I go live, what I'm going live with, and or like you see in the corner, please consider drop it. Well, I mean, I guess dropping a follow would also help. That's not the right one. Following and YouTube side subscribing does help, I suppose, as far as you getting notifications to when I go live. But the even better way to do that is to join the Discord. Follow me on Blue Sky or follow me on Twitter, where in order to keep up to date on things. Discord's the best one. It's the one that I actually keep up to date on. If you only want the art or the schedules and can be a big boy or girl or anything in between, and show up without needing notifications, then the other two work as well. Because I only really do schedules and art on those at this point. I don't do live pings, or I don't do live posts. I don't know. Live posts don't seem to matter beyond people that are already, like, liking all of my stuff. I don't think that I have gotten a single new person from live posts, and I don't think that I've outright had people that have followed me for years go, I didn't know you streamed. Despite the fact that at the time I did live posts, so. Between being marked as spam by most moderation as a result of it, and it serving no benefit, I just kind of stopped doing live posts on them. But I do still do schedules, and I still do post the art there. So those two are for that. If you want to actually get, you know, notified when I'm live actively, then you can do the Discord. I rambled too much for that end result. But I'm going to end it before I get to rambling too much. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the follows, raids, all that good jazz. Not a whole lot of that happened because this has been a very short stream at an hour that nobody I know is still awake. But I thank you nonetheless for those that have popped in. Love y'all. Bye.